Welcome back to Planet W, everybody. This is Jay.
This is Dan.
And we are back with another wonderful episode of Planet W. And coming off of our last week's episode of Planet W, we have been challenged.
Oh, yeah.
We put it out there. I said that the trans debate in the WNBA is pointless. No trans women are trying to get into the WNBA, is what I said. We know all of the recruits for the upcoming draft classes, and none of them are trans women. And I put the challenge out there. Somebody show me a trans person trying to get into the WNBA. And I've been tagged in stuff. I've been emailed stuff. I've been texted things.
Yeah.
That French player is not good enough to make the WNBA.
Yeah.
If people are like, hey, look at this French player that's in their second tier league who is a trans woman who's dominating this what's essentially a rec league
yeah,
in
it's not
France.
even like Euro League.
Like it's like, what do you think about that? I think that person's not even good enough to dominate the French main league.
Yeah.
I don't think that the WNBA is calling that person anytime soon. I mean, that would be like going, what about the trans person that's dominating down at my local YMCA? I was like, well, whatever. Like, I don't know what you have to say about that. Like, it's pointless to me. There's no point in discussing it at all. So that French player that people keep trying to tell me about means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Like, you're literally talking about a player that doesn't play in the Euro League, doesn't play in any sort of league that's worth a crap.
Hasn't been on a scouting report until last week.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then of course, Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White are both saying we're going to declare for the 2027 WNBA draft because we identify as women, which they're just trying to make this bullshit political statement for attention.
Yeah.
They have no intention of actually declaring for the WNBA draft. They have no intention of playing in the WNBA if drafted, which they wouldn't even be anyways.
Yeah.
If they were actually able to get on the draft, no one would pick them up.
Yeah.
No team would draft them.
No.
Fuck you guys. You're too polarizing of figures. That's why.
Yeah.
And also, we've never seen you guys play women's basketball, which I identify as a woman. Fucking, that's such like, it's so hacky.
After you've already had a career as a man, now you're a woman?
Yeah, I identify as a woman. There's just something weird about the idea of this, like, of guys just saying that in order to, like, make a stupid point. Well, I identify as a woman. Maybe I should be able to go in and dominate a woman. It's like, that just seems like what it is. It's like, I want to find an excuse to dominate a woman. It's like, it would be like me using the logic of like, well, men aren't supposed to hit women. So when I get mad at my wife, I'm going to go, I identify as a woman.
Yeah.
Like it,
for real.
You know, like it just it seems so stupid. Like I don't know. It's just dumb. It's hacky. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
And let's well, I mean, hey, if I identify as a woman, you have to accept it, right? Let's use a little bit of just our adult brains for just a second. For sure, even if they did allow trans women to compete in the WNBA, there would be some sort of baseline test that you can't come in with a beard.
Yeah.
Because obviously you have testosterone in your system above high levels. You know, you can't just say, I'm a girl.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not how it's going to work. They're going to require you to have gone through certain surgeries,
actually have entered a transition process,
have some sort of government identification that identifies you as a woman. There's going to be a lot to it if they do end up letting trans women in. And it ignites this stupid debate that doesn't need to be had. It never needed to be had. And now, like, the league's actually talking about making this policy. Like, we're going to discuss what our transgender policy is.
Yeah.
When last week it wasn't even a fucking issue. It was just something that people were saying for, like, to get clout from the political side of social media. It doesn't seem to make any sense to me at all that now we're going to reevaluate and have rules about this. And I guess, sure, it might be okay to clarify certain things. Because especially like, no, we can't just have guys go, well, I'm a woman,
Yeah.
so I am going to play in the WNBA now. That's not how that's going to work ever. So, yeah, I guess you do have to clarify your stance on it somewhere, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. And the dudes saying that they're going to declare for the draft, Cantor Freedom and Royce White, those guys are like those like trying to say shocking shit
Yeah.
like on social media to like they're like conservative dudes like Royce White's run for like GOP type of like MAGA candidacy stuff before. It's embarrassing to see just as a human being because it's like you know why you're doing it.
Yeah, you're starving for
Yeah,
attention.
you're doing it to get attention. You're doing it to like look at how absurd this is. Isn't this absurd? Like it's absurd that you're doing it.
Yeah, for real.
It wouldn't be absurd if somebody who transitioned when they were like, 15, 16 years old and been living as a woman their whole life and has some science to back some shit up, which again, I will go on the record of saying I don't know what the science backs up.
Yeah.
I have seen certain scientific things. I have heard from endocrinologists and things like that. And yeah, it does look like there might be some sort of scientific genetic advantage physically to being born a man. So, but I don't know enough about the science to even give that much of a shit. What
Yeah.
I do know is the hypocrisy of this whole thing drives me crazy. Remember what the right wing nonsense talk was a few years ago about men in the WNBA? The talk was Brittany Griner's a man.
Yeah.
Brittany Griner's a dude. Brittany Griner is just was born a guy pretending to be a woman so she could dominate the WNBA. But Brittany Griner doesn't dominate the
No.
WNBA. She's a great player. She
Yeah.
does really well, but she doesn't dominate. So that totally defeats your argument that if a man were to go in the WNBA and in your opinion, Brittany Griner is a man and there's no convincing me otherwise. So why isn't Brittany Griner putting up 80 points a night?
Yeah.
50 blocks, all of that shit. Why isn't it happening? I thought that's what happens when a man goes into the WNBA. It makes no sense to me. It's literally just excuses to keep a homophobic, transphobic, fucking left wing. I want to own the liberals type of
Yeah.
stupid discussion going, and it makes no sense to me. And I don't want anything to do with it anymore. So I don't think that we should talk about this anymore. Let's talk about something completely different because now the league is going on to making policies about it. So whatever. Let's talk about some different dummies because we recently went to the Las Vegas Aces game versus the Indiana Fever.
Oh yeah.
We got to see a few awesome things. We got to see some embarrassing things.
Yeah.
We got to experience a really fun game and a really
Yeah.
fun experience. We have met 3 WNBA GOATs in the last week.
Yeah. Wow.
We got the chance to interact with Asia Wilson at the game. We got the chance to interact with Candace Parker twice
Yeah.
at that game. And last weekend, we got to meet Tamika Catchings.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, who else is available? Sue Bird, you around?
Yeah.
What are you up to? Diana Taurasi, you want to
Yeah,
come over and hang
Swoops.
out? You see, yeah,
Swoops.
yeah, me and Swoops are just gonna go out and get some coffee that next week. Like, what reality are we living in?
Yeah. Who's next?
Yeah, all these people that I've loved watching play basketball are suddenly hanging out and talking to us a little bit. It's a good time. It's a really good time. That Aces game at Gainbridge Fieldhouse where we played against the Las Vegas Aces was a great game.
Yeah, it was.
Meeting Asia and CP3 was awesome. Some of the crowd around us, we always complain about the Las Vegas Aces fans on the road.
Yeah.
They weren't there this time.
Yeah.
They weren't the annoying, toxic Vegas fans. They weren't there.
Yeah. I didn't get trampled, pushed.
No, security did a really good job keeping people out of our section. So
Yeah.
shout out to Gainbridge Fieldhouse staff on that one. We did have some dummies behind us though.
Yeah.
And I did have to tell the dude to stop touching me.
Yeah.
Because we had these, they were definitely redneck dudes like
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark fans. They weren't WNBA or women's basketball fans. One guy said, "The only player I watch is Caitlin Clark." So he basically said, "I don't even give a fuck about the Fever.
Yeah.
I give a fuck about Caitlin exclusively." And he tried to buy one of your cards from you
Yeah.
and got upset that you asked him for $20 for a card that was like a $50 card.
Yeah, I was like gonna give him a good deal. I was like, I only have one on me. I was like, let me look and see what I paid for it. I literally paid $42 for this card. I looked at it and I said, I'll give it to you for 20. I was trying to be nice.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? No.
Yeah, that's way too much. And it was like they tried to talk to, and every time they would try to say something to us, they were the hand on the shoulder guy,
Yeah.
the touch your elbow guy, the put the hand on the small of your back type of like, dude, I don't need physical contact when you're talking to me. It's making me really uncomfortable. And they were also the type of dudes where, since it was their first game, they didn't understand that the hometown fans remain standing until we score our first bucket.
Yeah.
The only time I don't do that is when I sit down and protest because the team is sucking.
Yeah, when it takes 6 minutes to score.
When it's like the 8th possession and they haven't scored yet, I just sit down because I'm like, oh, you guys suck. I'm sitting down out of protest. And it was one of those, as soon as the tip-off happened, the guy patted me on the back and he goes, all right, it's time to sit down, bud. And I go, no.
Yeah.
Nope. Like, first game, buddy.
Yeah.
We're not going to do this. And yeah, they were annoying. And the thing that burnt my ass the most is Candace Parker stopped on the other side of the tunnel from us at halftime and signed a bunch of autographs. And one of the dudes goes, hey, somebody's over there signing autographs. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
You don't even know who Candace Parker is?
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
Leave.
Yep.
You're in the 3rd row, dude. And you don't even know who Candace
for
Parker
real.
is. I'm embarrassed for you. And like, didn't know who any of the other players were. Didn't know who Asia Wilson was. And then was eventually like, I guess this Asia Wilson must be pretty good. Why? Because you see everybody around in her jersey.
Yeah.
And shit. Of course she's really good. She's an MVP, dude.
Yeah, you see what's
Dude
going
who
on?
only watches Caitlin Clark. And then, of course, we got to see the dudes get booted. We saw 2 guys get booted out for saying some shit to Jackie Young. Did it ever come out what they said to her?
No, they said Jackie said that they kept chirping all game, and then eventually he went too far.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so I mean, I would imagine it was probably some dumb shit. But like, here's the other thing too: 50-something-year-old men who got booted out for yelling at 20-something-year-old women. Calm the fuck down. You have to take it that seriously, where you're screaming mean shit at opposing players.
Yeah.
Believe me, there are times where I want to say some vicious things to the refs, but instead I just yell at the refs are awful or you're terrible. That's the worst call I've ever heard. I wouldn't yell anything that would get me kicked out.
Yeah.
And they did say like that the guys ended up leaving on their own accord because they kind of asked them what they said, found out what they said, asked the people around them, and it turned out to not be a policy violation.
Yeah.
So it probably was just a you suck, Jackie, you're trash, stuff like that. But like, I've sat courtside before. I couldn't imagine doing that. Like, to where I know that they can hear me, even if it's a player I don't like, I can't imagine myself going, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
so
I
they
mean,
can
like,
hear me.
yell brick or miss or something like that. But like,
air
come
ball.
on, man. Like,
yeah, or like, good call, nice foul, or oh, you got the hand on that. Like, I could see saying some shit to like talk some shit, but like to try to be offensive or hurt some feelings just doesn't. Nice weave, Jackie.
Yeah.
So it was probably something like that.
my game experience is just like different for me. It's like I take in everything that I'm watching.
Yeah.
So it's not like that. I don't get to the point where I'm like, want to yell like, hey, miss a shot. Whoop, whoop,
Yeah.
whoop. I'm watching the movements of the players and stuff like that. And like really appreciate what's going on in front
Yeah,
of me.
and I think that's one of the big differences too between us and a lot of the people that are around us, because a lot of the people around us that we get to know at games are Fever fans.
Yeah.
They're irrational Fever fans, which is the way that hometown fans should be. You should be ride or die for your team all the time. But like, when it gets to a point where you think every other player on every other team sucks, or you can't appreciate like a nice block, like who was like I think Nalissa
Yeah.
stuffed someone's shit.
Yeah, Kelsey, she
And
just
I was just
tossed
like,
her.
"Oh my
Wow.
god, that was impressive and nice." Like
Yeah.
that was a thing of beauty, even though
A
it was on our team.
heartbreaker.
Like I even said, I was like, "Wow, that was such a good block. It hurt my feelings." So yeah, I mean, it gets to a point though where you got to be fair
Yeah.
as a fan. You have to be fair. Like when it boo, that's not a foul. It was a foul. She grabbed her arm when she
Mm,
went up for a layup, and you
yeah.
can clearly see that in the thing. So I mean, boo, yeah, it sucks that we got a foul called on us, but at the same time, it's not. You got to be fair. You have to be fair as a fan, otherwise you're irrational and you're a dickhead. Also to kind of wrap up this Vegas game chat, Chelsea Gray is
Man.
nasty.
Man.
Oh,
So clutch.
what a filthy, filthy, disgusting, nasty player. If we're talking about getting angry at players
Yeah.
that beat your home team. Oh my God. Hit a 3 to send it to overtime on a buzzer beater,
Yeah.
completely gutting all of us in the crowd. And like even we were like, "Oh my god, wow, that was amazing. Holy shit, that was great." And then in overtime, hitting a buzzer beater to win the game for the
Yeah.
Aces, totally gutting us
What
again.
a performance.
We had just finished picking our guts up off the ground and stuffing them back in, and then they all just spilled out again.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you really took all the wind out of our sails on that one, and Chelsea Gray is a beast. That is a clutch player if
that's
I've
a
ever
fact.
seen one. That performance alone will get her clutch player of the year,
Oh, yeah.
probably. I could
Oh,
see
yeah.
that happening. And, not to brag or anything, but if you were watching that broadcast on TV and heard some MVP chants when Kelsey Mitchell went to the line, those were
Yeah.
started by you boys here.
That's
Your
right.
Planet W boys. When she first went to the line, we were MVP, and we were the only ones. And then people started looking around and like, they ain't stopping. We're just gonna join in. So we fucking started those MVP chants for Kelsey Mitchell.
Yes,
So
sir.
fuck yeah. I hope that she gets I hope she gets MVP. I don't know if she will. I think it might be Asia Wilson again this year.
Yeah.
But
it's hard to argue.
it really is hard to say, except for voter fatigue is the only argument that you could have. Is she going to be a fucking 5-time MVP? Come on, man. We got to give other players a shot.
Yeah.
Is like the only argument that you could really make, but I think she deserves it. I definitely think she at least deserves to be in the conversation of Kelsey or Asia.
Yeah.
I think it should be a debate.
I mean, and then you have a couple other players too that, I mean, either way it goes, it's like the arguments are fine to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's probably going to be Asia again, but I want it to be Kelsey Mitchell so bad.
Yeah.
So,
And even rookie Olivia Miles, like it's just, it's crazy the season she's had as a rookie.
Yeah, that's a runaway rookie of the year right there.
Yeah.
Not even a chance.
No brainer.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, it was kind of like, wow, Flaugier might come in, and now it's Olivia Miles by a fucking shot.
Yeah. By
miles. Miles by a miles. So absolutely. We got our New York game on Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
So that's going to be another one where we can anticipate toxic fans that I'm hoping security puts a little bit of the brakes on. So that's going to be fun. I have another goal in mind. I need to get JJ shoes. She didn't give them to me on our last game because she said she only brought one pair of shoes for her road trip.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not. I wonder if some of them are like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm a little bit self-conscious giving my shoes out because I got some funky ones. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a little bit of fungus going on right now.
Yeah, sorry, bro. I got athlete's feet.
Yeah, and like I don't want you to like. You will smell this in your car on the way home.
I'm not taking these shits off.
Yeah, so I am not taking these things off. There's got to be somebody like that. I mean, you got to think that some basketball players got to have some funky ass feet. You know? Have you ever seen Kevin Durant's feet?
Yeah.
Like the way his feet look, they are mangled and just beaten up. They look like they've been put through a meat grinder. So I can just imagine. So we got it's going to be a good game. We got the Liberty on Tuesday, and then I personally won't be at another game until the end of September. So yeah, it's gonna be a good like almost month and a half before I'm at another game. I'll be back for the Mystics game. I will be missing our next Connecticut Sun game because it'll be my son's birthday.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm hoping to make the most of it. I'm hoping to maximize my good time at this one because I won't be back in the field house for a while. So Sabrina, sign my Sabrinas.
Yeah.
Stewie, sign my Olympic jersey. And JJ, give me your shoes. I need them. I need all of those. But those are always my favorite games to go to, the New York Liberty games. It's a lot of fun. I always root for both teams. I always cheer on every possession.
Yeah, it's
So
like
it's always good.
it's one of those games where like watching your kids fight.
Yeah, where you're like, who do I want to win? Well, I don't know. Maybe the older, maybe no. It's to me, it's like, well, I want the Fever to win because they're the younger kid.
Yeah.
So you always want to see your younger kid take it to the older one to prove that he's not a punk.
Yeah.
So there you go. Because the Liberty were my original team that I rooted for in '97. Yeah, and then I'm gonna miss the Sun game, but that's all right. I don't need to see the Connecticut Sun again. Although I love
Right.
BG. BG is the greatest. And the Sun recently retired Alyssa Thomas as number 25. Which
Might as well.
Yeah, you might as well. But also, does that mean that next year when they become the Houston Comets again, is her jersey retired?
No.
So she's
Yeah.
gonna have a retired jersey for the next 2 months.
For a retired team.
Yeah, hey, we retired your jersey. Congratulations. No one that we sign on a hardship contract for the next 6 weeks can wear your number. What? It's so weird. You really wasted money on a banner.
Yeah, no
on that
development players getting that number.
Yeah. Oh boy. How what a privilege.
Yeah, something you can send her when you ship your team off to Houston.
Yeah, we gotta give her the banner, I guess. They
Yeah.
should have just sent her home with it.
Yeah.
We don't even need to bother hanging it up.
Yeah,
Just
here
take
you
it
go.
home,
This
whatever.
is we're not going to keep this in the Mohegan Sun for a month
Yeah, whatever. We got to move this out and put some more slot
because
machines
we're not going
in.
to the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely no playoff run for them. Absolutely no playoff run for Phoenix either, I don't think. We've been on the playoff watch for the Phoenix
Yeah.
Mercury, and it doesn't look like they're going to be making the playoffs. It was like they have to have a really impressive run now that they have Plum on the team
Yeah.
for that fucking pick that they traded to get her to not be a stupid decision.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Plum might sign an extension. She might re-sign with the team maybe. But if she doesn't, you really wasted that pick because
Yeah.
when you guys lost to the Connecticut Sun, you ensured that you probably weren't going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and I don't I just feel like there had to be a previous conversation like
Yeah,
can
you would think.
can we bring you back after
Yeah.
this? Like,
Yeah, that's probably what it had to have been because trading that pick, knowing that it was going to be a long shot, like they still technically could, but it would require basically the Phoenix Mercury winning every one of their games that they have
Yeah.
left and the Washington Mystics losing every game.
Yeah, it's
that they have
possible.
left.
It's possible. I mean, bring in Lainey Hamilton, you might have a shot.
Yeah, there you go. Throw Laney on the team.
Yeah.
Whatever. She'll throw a shoe at somebody if she can't. She can't get a bucket. Whatever. It'll be fine. But Plum is hooping in Phoenix,
Oh,
dude. She
yeah.
is doing a great job. And I will say, even though she got one of the most impressive blocks on her by BG, BG slammed that shit from Kelsey
yeah.
Plum. That was a clutch ass block. That gave the Connecticut Sun the win over the very struggling, we really, really need to get into the playoffs, Phoenix Mercury. And it's not going to happen for you now.
Yeah.
Even though you guys got a really good one in Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum is fantastic. But let's talk about our own power rankings because we do this every week. And mine has not changed whatsoever from last week. It's always, who do we think is going to be in the finals? And
Yeah.
who do we think is going to be the Final Four team? And mine's the same as last week. I think you got the Lynx and the Aces in the finals with the Valkyrie and the Fever playing them in the semis,
Yeah.
which we're currently watching a preview of what I think is going to be the finals. We're in the fourth quarter of Aces versus Minnesota. Minnesota is up 88-78, and they are taking it to the Vegas Aces. I think the Lynx are your champions this year.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's it's possible for 5 different teams to win this championship this year.
Who's beating the Lynx 4 times, though,
Yeah,
in a
that's
series?
that's the problem, though.
That is the problem. That's what I always have to think is, like,
Yeah.
there are teams that can beat them. There are teams that can beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah, but can you win
one
4?
game?
Can
One
you win
game you
4?
can beat the shit out of
Yeah.
them. Can you do it 4 times? I don't know.
Yeah.
These are definitely that's the team to beat is the Lynx. They're crazy. They are hooping.
I mean, they've only lost 7 out of 30.
And they got
So,
and they didn't even have Fee for most of those. Now she's back and
Yeah.
hooping like nobody's business. Her, Olivia Miles, Natasha Howard, like that is. It's just they're just a force, dude.
yeah. Courtney Williams is hooping. K-Mac. I mean, it's just, the list goes on.
Oh yeah.
And that's like at the beginning of the season, I'm like, man, the Minnesota's probably going to struggle letting Jess Shepard and Alana Smith go.
Yeah, and then you were like, Aunt Fee's going to be out. They're not
Yeah.
going to have a very good season.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was wrong on
Yeah,
that one
here,
because I
eat.
like seeing them kick the shit out of people.
Yeah. Eat those words real
Yeah.
fast. They didn't miss a beat.
No, absolutely not. And now I think you're going to see the Minnesota Lynx once again. I wouldn't mind seeing a replay of the 2012.
Yeah. Let's
Finals.
go. Minnesota Fever.
Yeah, the Minnesota and
I have a feeling we're tough to beat too in a series.
yeah.
Like I really feel that.
We adjust pretty well, except for when we're playing against teams that adjust pretty well. Because in that Vegas game, we were up by 20 and ended up losing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
How do you lose your lead by halftime? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, man. But that is going to be it for us for this week. We don't have a whole lot else to talk about other than maybe you can find us on our social medias.
That's
I
right.
am on Instagram, Planet WNBA. And you can send me an email, planetwnba@gmail.com, if you want to correct me on the trans players that are trying to get into the WNBA, because it ain't happening. The people that you
Nope.
told me about it ain't happening. That French player's not good enough, and these 2 grown-ass men are not women enough.
No.
Sorry, you can't just say, I identify as a woman, let me dominate women and be a
Not
bully.
today.
Not happening. But Dan is on Instagram as well.
Yeah, Feverville 317.
And that is also TikTok.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
can find us there. And if you could do us a favor and like, share, rate, review, wherever you're listening to your podcasts, give us a good positive 5-star rating or a thumbs up or a heart or a like or a... If you hit share and then copy that link and post it on social media, that helps with our algorithms too, apparently. Guess who's ranked above Candace Parker's Post Moves podcast?
Mm-hmm.
At least on certain podcast platforms. That is us,
Yeah.
Planet W. And we will be back next time. If you want to party with us over on Universe of Weirdos, me and Dan recently recorded a episode where we went over a 1950s public service announcement of how to throw a great party.
Yeah, it's a
So,
great one.
We're over there on Universe of Weirdos partying like rock stars, and by that I mean I'm throwing TVs out the window, and Dan is snorting lines of ants.
Yeah.
So there you go. Join us over there partying. Universe of Weirdos. And we will see you next time. Blasting off. We love ya. Peace. See ya.